Salam alaikum. My name is Dawid Kuchta. I'm CEO at Micromap Solutions, and I'm going to talk today about AI and 5G. It's both a very powerful technology, and everyone now is talking about this. Everyone is talking about 5G revolution, and what is revolution about, and is it real? To answer this question, let's look back 10, 15 years back. It was the first time when people around physicists, semiconductor industry, telecom industry wondered whether is it possible to build wireless connectivity much more efficiently and cost effectively. Why? Because they knew that the wireless connectivity will start to play a completely different role in the future. Not only to pass the data, but other features. Why they knew it? Because new mathematical equations, machine learning, decision making, neural networks, all this model, all this stuff we call now it AI starts arising, starts begin, and they knew that we need to build the network very fast. And they knew that every industrial plant, every factory needs to have its own wireless connectivity. And how to build this? Let's have a look on some industrial plant. Let's say it's oil and gas industrial plant. How to put here the wireless connectivity, private networks, because here on this presentation I will focus only on industrial things, because this is the revolution. Real revolution in 5G is when we build 5G very fast as a plug-and-play solution, as a simple way, which is easy to maintain, easy to service, and which is not only the wireless connectivity, but which is the intelligent and real-time wireless platform. And how we do this? We at Micromap Solutions, we are dealing with 5G millimeter wave technology. It means that we are using higher frequency ranges to achieve, let's say, performance of the network much higher than sub-6 gigs. We can achieve 20 gigabits per second and very low latency. If we want to create the 5G network in such industrial plant, we put radio units, it's transmitters or receivers of the signal around or somewhere here. These devices send 5G signal as electromagnetic waves to cover all of this. And this is the first point. So we have high performance connectivity there. And if we add some models, some algorithms to these radio units, we can create intelligent and wireless platform to support our industrial plant. If we make it at the network edge, I mean if we made it at the radio units, we can have a real-time system which we can program, which we can code, which we can adjust to our patterns, adjust to our schemes, and adjust to our operational processes. It means that when we combine AI and 5G, we have radio units send signal, cellular system. AI, we implement mathematical equations, algorithms, model in the radio units. We can have 5G plus AI synergy, creating the multifunctional wireless platform and intelligent wireless platform to support our processes. If this platform will be flexible and scalable, it means that if we want to, if we can adjust to our operations, or if this platform allows us to upgrade our network very easily, expand our network very easily, and if this network is plug-and-play solution, so all of these things creates a 5G revolution. So what's AI mission in 5G? Because AI is a critical factor in 5G revolution, especially for industrial plant. So AI aims to enable digitalization of the most sophisticated processes in the industrial plants. What do we mean by digitalization, the most sophisticated processes? Because everybody talk about this. One example, here we have industrial plants, and previously some workers could walk around and see where everything is going. If we take drones and we put high-resolution cameras on these drones, I'm talking about the 11K cameras and 7 such cameras creating the camera system. And this drone, if it is flying around, it can have, it has cameras. The video from cameras is sent to the radio units, but not in the post-processing, because our solution allows you to streaming 20 gigabits. It means that we can have up to 10, 11K cameras mounted on the drone, and in the real time we are able to send all the data to the radio units, and then we are able to do some image processing. It means that in the real time you can see everything what is going on around in your industrial plant. When some cars or enemy is approaching, some spy, whether there is something wrong with your tanks, whether people approaches restricted area or not, whether your subcontractors are working. So this way you digitalize first processes, because previously the guy was looking around, you were using CCTV cameras, now you can use drones with sophisticated camera system. The second example is VR. Here temperature is really, really high, and a lot of workers can be exhausted, have problems with focuses. If we put VR with real-time assistance, you can help them to do maintenance work. This way you can digitalize the second processes, and then step by step. So the critical thing here to make it is the connectivity, of course. And the critical thing is in the connectivity is the radio units. It's this transmitter and receiver, this powerful machine. And let's have a look how it looks like. It's a device, this device were used in 3G, 4G, now in 5G as a concept. And it consists of the 4 parts. One part, we call it RF front-end, is the part of the device when send the data, electromagnetic wave. The other part, we have network deployment, when the baseband is processing, when all the core network is implemented here. And we have FPGA to handle with the protocol, with the standards, and something like this. But the most interesting things from 5G revolution point of view here is this module, edge computing, powered and based on the FPGA circuits. And this module allows you to implement AI-based functionalities. What do I mean by AI-based functionalities? I mean a lot of algorithms, models. It's all about maths. Everything what you can see and notice some scheme, pattern, then we model it and we can code it here. And if this device from this front end gives the data comes to this module and then to this module. In this module you can do image processing, notice something, I mean how many workers are there, what is going on here, and if you program this, it can send you the alert if the program noticed that something is wrong. So this is very, very powerful things here. And what are benefits of this system? What are benefits of using AI in 5G? First of all, you can have higher efficiency and productivity of your industrial plants. What does it mean? That you can do things faster, you can produce more at the same cost or at the lower cost. If you can produce more, you can be ahead of your competition. It means that you can relatively decrease the cost of your company. If you decrease the cost, you have more money to expand your business, to opening new sectors, to approach to the new verticals here. So it's the first thing. The second thing is the increased flexibility. If you digitalize the processes and you have many processes based on digital technology, you can easily change the processes and adjust the processes to the new circumstances very easily. If the processes are not digitalized, you can train people, it takes a time, people make mistakes, people don't want to change. But if the processes are digitalized and all is above math, you take software developers and you can very quickly change parameters, change the models, and adjust to the new circumstances. So it gives you increased flexibility. It's very, very important in current times when everything is changing. The other thing is better decision making, that if you apply a lot of algorithms for decision making, machine learning, the system can analyze and helps you to make better operational decision because the system knows what is going on around, because you have cameras like your eyes. So it's extremely important here. Of course, nowadays we need to take care of our planet, especially Europe have its Green Deal when we think about the decarbonizations, about global warming here. So this system also gives you this possibility for the future and should be also considered by you. And enhance worker safety. It's also very important nowadays because we need to take care of our people. And maybe let's talk about the concrete. What's the concrete example of this one? So the main low-hanging fruit for industrial plant, it should be like this, that you have drones with the camera systems based on 11K cameras, and the drone is flying around and monitor not only industrial plant, but also the area around industrial plants. And these cameras are like your eyes, because when we are walking around, we see something, then we think about this, we make a decision. If we use cameras here, we can make the same thing. We can stream real-time a lot of data, process this data at the edge of network edge at our radio units, and we can make decision, raise alerts, we can count workers, we can see whether our car is approaching or other car is approaching. We can have a face recognition, we can control all the industrial plants, we can monitor all the industrial plants, we can measure these industrial plants, and what's most important, we can model the industrial plants. If we can model this, we can understand it, and if we can model this, we can optimize it to increase efficiency. So this is the one use case. The second is, I also mentioned this with VR for real-time assistance. When you have high-performance connectivity around, you can use VR wirelessly. And high-performance connectivity gives you opportunity to create sophisticated scenes on VR systems. It means that we can adjust this VR to every maintenance service or work service. Also, we have remote controlling. It means that this system allows you to control remotely excavators or port cranes or other devices. It means that the operators can sit comfortably in his office and control other systems. And there are many other use cases here, which have a great impact on what is going on here in the nations, in Oman or in other countries, and what is going on in the world. This big impact reflects to the digital age and digital society. What does it mean? It means that we all as a nation should pursue to proficiency. It means that we could have digital skills to be better nations, to create the world, because technology is a very powerful tool. If we understand this technology, and if we have this technology and know how to deal with this technology, we can compete with others. We can create the world. And this technology have a great impact for this one. And of course, it can help us also in medicine, in worker safety, It means that we can create a much healthier digital society. And side things, from one side, it's the platform for any fledgling technology, like VR, AR, and many others technology, and creates ecosystem around us. Because imagine, if you deploy very flexible private 5G network in your industrial plan based on AI or some other things. So you give opportunity to a lot of small SMEs, a lot of small startups, a lot of small companies from your country to offer you new services because they have ideas. If you have a flexible platform that you allows them and gives them opportunity to code something, and you have smart people in your country, they can create new businesses and offer new services based on AI, because only our imagination is the limitation of this one. If you open the 5G platform where you can code any equation, any algorithms, it gives you much more opportunity to create business model around you, ecosystems around you, and it has a great impact on your economy. So how to start this one? So the most let's say feasible things is the oil and gas industrial plants for 5G, because 5G we need to use where something is moving, one thing, and when we need to send massive of data with relatively low delays. These are the two things when we should use this. And industrial plants are relatively large areas, let's say 10 kilometers times 10 kilometers, it's the one industrial plants. And when we have sophisticated processes to optimize, to see this value, this is the first things where we need to use it. Also, this technology, 5G with AI, is very feasible for internet service operators, where you have some factory in the middle of nowhere. Using this technology, you can deliver the internet in very, very fast way as a fixed wireless access, as a radio links. And of course, private network service providers and cloud-native service providers which cooperate with the telco operators should pay attention on these things, should also offer their customers, industrial plants, factories, and should show a great value coming from this technology. And it's their role. So the role of operators in terms of the AI and 5G is currently not the public network, but mostly it's the private networks and the use cases which we can build on this technology to show the customers the great value coming from this one. At the last point, I wanted to mention that AI is the first step to the evolution of 5G towards the 6G, because currently we are talking about the 5G. In the 8 years, we will talk about the 6G deployment. And from one thing is the standard, is the protocols, is the 3GPP book. But from the other thing is the concept of how we use the network. What are the use cases? And this is much more important than the standard, because the standard is the standard. And it's created by the industry. But the future of connectivity is created by the consumers, by the industrial plants, but by their pains, by their problems. And then the standard and the future network should respond to these problems, should respond to these needs. So AI, of course, helps us to solve much more problems in the future networks, but you should, let's say, notice this problem. You should tell about this problem to the industry. It means that industrial plants currently creates the future world of the future communication. One example of the 6G is environment RF sensing. In industry, we call it joint communication and sensing. It means that radio units from one side works like a transmitter and receiver, and from the other side work like a radar. when you can detect gestures, movements, objects. You can monitor around everything without the cameras. If you do not use optic cameras or say radar, which are complicated, and use RF front-end, it means that you can see at night, you can see all the time, and you can use one device, very simple, one device, do not complicate the network. So, thank you very much. It was my pleasure to talk to you guys. If you have any questions, please ask me off-site or visit our booth, and please go to our website to see more details. Thank you.